Good morning, guys. It's your girl Bunny, and you know I go live. Ooh, child, I got the wrong board up. Look at me trying to be on time. Trying to be on time and got the wrong board up. User, good morning. What's going on, y'all? It's your girl Bunny, straight out of Jersey. I go live each and every day at 6 a.m. in the morning, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. on Saturdays, and sometimes on Sundays. We're about to get the conversation started. Hold on, child. Child, hold on. We're about to get the conversation started. The first topic of conversation today is relationships. Better to settle than to be alone. Oh, than be alone. Hold on 1 second, y'all. Let me open up the live on my tablet. Let's get the conversation started. Don't worry if it's your first time sliding in from the FYP. I know it's a little discouraging to come in and think you're going to be alone. Don't worry. I'll do this each and every day. We're going to get into some great conversation. The people are on the way in. Good morning, Shaniqua. John, what's going on? Can't believe you have any choices. Okay, John. Well, I can't believe that you came into my chat at 6 o'clock in the morning on some whack stuff. So I guess we both can't believe. Have a great day. Thank you. What's going on? I see you, Zachary. Elijah, welcome in. Don't be afraid to step in. And I know the numbers are low, but we're just getting started. I'll do this each and every day at 6 a.m. We're going to build our numbers up. We're going to get our people in here. And we're going to have a good time. Just wait a second. Oh, look at 7 million stepping in. Sakura, what's going on? Hello. Stick around for some great conversation. Hey, Sean, I see you. Francis, what's going on? We're about to get into some great conversation. We're going to take a journey today. It's about to be like Miss Frizzle. Thank you, Sakura, for getting your daily heart me. Miss Frizzle in the Magic School Bus, baby. We're taking a big trip today. So thank y'all for tapping that screen. Let me go ahead and shoot the live out so my people can get in here. At this point, it's my fault. My people aren't used to me being on time. Lately, I've been so late to the live. Hey, Sean. Sean, you changed your picture? Come on with it. Janelle, thank you for stepping in. So our first topic of what's that lip? I can't even tell you, Sakura. I can't even tell you. So since I monetize off this platform, if I was to tell you, I would get flagged. So if you really want to know, slide into my DMs. It's really sad. Like ever since I started monetizing off of here, I could say the smallest thing and get in trouble. Yeah, so that has actually got me flagged before I showed somebody, and yeah, so I can't do that. But yeah, slide into my DMs because yeah, it's like that. It's like that for sure. Thank y'all for tapping that screen. Let me shoot the live out to my people. Let me get the people in here 1 second. Let me get the Nelly Bands. Thank you for stepping in. Let's go, y'all. Let me shoot the live out. Wanna. Cause I really wanna be with you. And y'all know I stopped playing music in my lives, but I had to start. I can't live without the music. I need a little something in the background. Hold on, y'all. Let me send the live out. Let me see. But if it's your first time stopping by, my name is Bunny, straight out of Jersey. We go live each and every day at 6 a.m. in the morning, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. on Saturdays. And the box is always open for conversation. Hey, Nicole, what's going on? The first topic of conversation is relationships. Better to settle than to be alone. Now, if it's your first time here, just know that I put up the topics, but the conversation is really up to you. I'm not saying that this is the truth. This is just the topic of conversation, and you're welcome to either disagree, agree. We do it respectfully in here. We love difference in opinion because that's what makes the conversation more interesting. I don't want us to all agree. You don't have to leave here with the opinion of somebody else's. You could leave here with a little something to think about, or you could just feel however you want to feel about it and just go about your day. But I always try to have positive vibes in here. But the box is open. It's a lot of new faces in here today, but just know that you're welcome to come up and have conversation with me. The box is always open. Just click the box and I'll let you guys up. I'm just waiting for my crew. There go Antoine. Let's go. I'm waiting for the crew to slide in. What's going on this morning? Nylene, good morning. What's going on, Antoine? Antoine, come up in the box and come chat with me. Blunts usually is our opener, but I don't even see my sis in here. I don't see Mama Blunts in here. Hopefully the live is being passed out. I don't know what's going on. At this point, I'll be worried about the numbers. Before, I used to be just thankful for 5 people, but you already know how we doing here now. So let me see what's going on. I don't see my morning crew. That makes me worried. Let me see what's happening. Hey, Cat Mama, I see y'all down there. Let me invite the people in. What's going on, y'all? Thank y'all for tapping the screen. More important than tapping the screen is tapping into the conversation. Let me see what's going on. Chocolate God, thank you for coming in. Let me see. Nicole, I'm sorry
Hey,
I had to strong arm you like that, but sweetie,
I just looked down and I was like, oh, okay, I'll
yeah,
come up.
I had to strong arm because at this point, I don't know what's going on. I don't even see Mama Blunts or Blunts, so I'm kind of concerned. But Sean, thank you for that daily heart me. All right, so today's first topic of conversation: relationships. Is it better to settle than to be alone? What say you,
Oh,
Antoine? What?
I don't want to settle. I don't want to settle. But that's why I didn't come up because you got to choose one or the other. Um,
Yeah.
I don't want to,
You mean you?
I'm
I mean
willing to
today is not would
compromise.
you rather.
Okay.
Today's not
I'm
would you rather. Just be honest about how you feel.
Okay.
Do
Well,
you
I'm
like?
willing to compromise on certain things. Some things are definitely absolute not. You have to be self-sufficient. It's not a matter of you got to make 100 bands. You got to do this. You got to be self-sufficient. You can't be asking me to help you and spot you. Um, I would love for you to be financially stable to take care of yourself because I am. Me, if you if you can do that, and then your morals and your personal, all the other things that matter, your character and everything like that is good, then yeah, I can do that. I can do that.
So if I told you, you already know I'm going back to where you didn't want to come from, but I'm going back. Don't care.
Yes.
If I told you, you got to choose, right?
Right.
And he may not be everything that you thought you wanted, but he will love you forever. Say he 4'2". The money is like financially he could flip a burger, but he's probably never gonna be the president. And but he's going to love you for absolute ever. He may not even look aesthetically pleasing to you, but he's going to love you forever. Would you take him, or would you rather go with someone who's got all the coins in the world but will never truly love you for real?
So I'm kind of, it's so weird when you're, I be kind of going through the same type of scenarios in real life. Last night, my situation or whatnot, and
You know
on my
what's up,
personal
baby.
faith on
Uh-huh.
Facebook, when everything was going on when my son's father passed and
Mm-hmm.
everything back in March, everybody now, I guess Hadi always come in and be like, "Oh, how you doing?" The men is now like all lurking. How you doing? And checking in and da 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 da. There's this one guy that stands out that hit me up yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
and we never dated, but he always, we was always Facebook friends, and I met him, but I was married. I never talked to him, but he always was just there.
Mm-hmm.
Then he watched me go through 3 different relationships.
Mm-hmm.
He's always still there. So this time he's like, he can't, lay it on heavy. He's a
Mm-hmm.
great guy. He has an engineering degree and everything, but engineering wasn't for him. He didn't like it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, he's a PCT at a hospital, a patient care tech.
Yeah, I know. Mm-hmm.
Um, and he just makes $18 an hour.
Mm.
And I was like,
Where you living at?
he has his own little apartment. But
Hold on.
he's in the
Black people, I love y'all so much. His own little apartment. Continue. Sorry, go ahead.
huh?
Go ahead. No, he got his own apartment. He got a vehicle?
No, that's where I was going. He does not have a vehicle. He lives in the city area in Charleston, so he just busts to work. Cause yeah, so that I'm like, he said he had one and he gave it to his brother because his brother needed it, and whatever. And I'm like, well, can you get another one? Because I'm 2 hours away now that I'm really relocated. And I was thinking about that last night, and I was like, what should he really is a nice guy. He really is. and he would do all the things, but so I told him, and then he doesn't have any kids. And we're both the same age. He's 40. And I'm like, he asked me, well, was I going to have any more? And I was like, I'm not pushing any more kids. And I said, well, if I got with someone that didn't, and I wasn't even thinking about us at the time because he didn't lay it on me thick. And I'm like, dang, I shouldn't have said that. But, but if I got with someone that didn't have kids, I would consider it heavily, but I would have to be married. Is what was my answer. And so I don't know.
Let me ask you again. Because it seemed like you was giving him some fluff. Do you want more kids?
I no. If it was just me, no, I wouldn't do it again. But I would consider if someone else, if they really wanted to have a kid, I would do it for them if I was
Please
in love
don't
with
do
them.
If you don't want no more kids, please don't do that. My thing is this, Nicole. Not everybody in the chat knows your situation, and we're not about to run down your situation for the people. But my thing is this. You was just served up a hot plate of hurt 2 minutes ago. And I think that you would be doing yourself a disservice to jump into anything at this very second.
Right.
Because I feel like something is definitely better than what happened to you. But sometimes when we date in that mind state of like, well, at least he ain't doing this or that, we still are settling. You're trying to bend your mind to go around someone making $18 an hour. And I'm not judging anybody that makes $18 an hour. However, in this climate, it's not a lot $18 can do.
Right. And I told him that. I said, you can't take care of no kid with $18. I'm sorry. So
it really depends on where's his mind at, what's his goal, like what is he trying to do with that 18?
So he was like, yeah, I know. He was like, I asked him, he was willing to transfer down where I was at, but not live with me. But because I'm not a long distance person, and he would go to school and he could qualify to get better jobs. He was just at this job and he liked it and was comfortable, and he didn't.
Who said he could qualify? Him or you said that?
He did.
Okay, he said he could do.
He has an engineering degree and he's not using it. But he said he didn't like it. He worked at this plant called New. He didn't like the conditions and everything that he was doing there. And I'm like, well, maybe you could try again. But that's a good degree.
Nicole,
to not be using. I'm saying,
Nicole.
Yes. Good morning. I'm up.
Nicole. That would be dating potential. Okay.
Oh,
that wouldn't be dating who he is. He just let you know he has an engineering degree, great. But he likes being a PCT. He doesn't mind making $18 an hour. He doesn't mind not having a vehicle. He does not mind having a little apartment, as you phrased it. You have to know whether or not you like him as him or him as who he could be, because who he could be may never ever show up in his entire life. Would you be okay with that? And from what your answers are to me, you wouldn't be okay with that. But the fact that you were just served up a hot plate of hurt just about 8 minutes ago, your mind is making you think, well, is money everything? Because so we got to be careful. That's why I'm saying to you, I'm not telling you not to date because I'm nobody to tell you to do or not to do anything. But I would say whatever your standards are, you need to make out a list, write them down and stand on them, because I feel like you're going to be willing to bend, to do anything just to make something work because you're still on the hurt train.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes. I'm not getting into a relationship until next year. I've said that. I'm going to wait at least a year and see where I'm at. Because right now I'm really just having fun. This is my first time in my adult life being single for the summer.
Come on with it. And you can't cheat your way to the top. Round and round. Thank you, Nicole. Not this time.
Not this time.
Thank you, Nicole. Let's go. Listen, so the first topic of conversation in here, we were talking about relationships. Is it better to settle than be alone? And one thing I wanted to say, Nicole, one thing about God, you could say you don't want to be, you want to be single to next week. I mean, to next year, but God has a funny way of being hilarious. So let's see. We'll stay tuned. Sean, what's going on?
Hey, good morning, buddy. How are you?
Good morning. I'm great. How are you today?
I'm blessed.
Good. I love to hear it.
So, I think it's better to be alone than to be single. The reason why I say I think it's better to be alone than to settle. I think I said single at first, but I meant to say settle. I feel from the aesthetic of when you settle, and I've learned that I've settled in the past. You ignore certain things because you feel like this is okay, I can get past it. That's all right. I'm gonna make just do with it because you settled on that person or that one thing that you kind of overlooked your deal breakers because you didn't want to be alone. But now you're in that cycle of hurt again. So when you're in that cycle of hurt again, you're like dang, I should have just stayed to myself. So it's better to work through those things and not settle on your deal breakers. I'm not going to take this from this person. I'm not going to take that from that person. I'm not going to.
You gotta have standards and boundaries.
Exactly. You're not going to ignore the red flags anymore just for the purpose of saying, "Hey, I got somebody." That you're doing yourself a disservice when you do that. And I look at it this way. For example, when you get a car that you really want, you take care of that car. It's at the car wash, you're washing it and everything. When you get a car that you just settle for because maybe your finances wasn't that great, you could have tried a little bit harder. That car gets ran down and it gets ignored, and then you're back at square one again, looking for a car that you truly want, hoping and wishing. The days of hoping and wishing gotta be over with for in your life. So yeah, it's better to be alone.
That part. Let me ask you this one question. I'm gonna let you down, and I'm gonna ask chat answer this for me as well. Have you guys ever left a relationship and hopped right into another one real quick and realized that one you hopped into was absolutely terrible for you because you just settled for anything? Talk to me, Sean.
Yeah, I've done that. I was known as Sean the serial monogamous.
Oh wow.
I was known to not be single. So yeah, I've done it where I've jumped in out the fire right into some
more fire.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sean.
I've done it.
Let's go, y'all. If it's your first time sliding by, I say this about a million times. My name is Bunny, shit out of Jersey, and I go live each and every day at 6 a.m. in the morning. Ting. Look at the teeth, y'all. I did my what do you call it? Where's my brain cells today? I did my peroxide and Arm & Hammer this morning, so the jibs is jibbing right now. What's going on, Blunt?
What's going on? Shit, my phone done died this morning and everything. I'm running late.
Listen, I was worried. I said, Blunt's not in the chat. Maybe the chat ain't going out. I didn't know what was going on, child.
No, but
Mama Blunt said, out of the fire right into a volcano. I'm telling you, I have stories for days because I was a serial dater in my 20s, maybe my 30s a little bit too. But like my thing is like I've been a serial dater. That's gonna actually help us get into our new topic. And literally from one terrible relationship, and I was like, okay, well, this ain't that type of terrible. It was like a different type of terrible from like I honestly got myself into a mentally abusive relationship because I was so hurt, but it didn't look like the last one. So I just wanted to be in something, right? So talk to me, Blunts.
Yeah. You gotta stand for something or fall for anything.
That's a fact. You got to. So would it be better to you to settle or spend the rest of your life alone?
Shit. I mean, I'm not finna settle. I'm not finna settle because I'm not finna minimize myself or, lower myself to make somebody else feel better or fit in or do whatever it is that it needs to be done. We're not finna do that. Now, I am willing to adjust and accommodate for my partner, but that's my partner. That's not somebody that I'm getting to know. You are my partner. We in this shit. We done went through that little stage. So yeah, there's there's things I'm willing to do in a relationship if I ever do get into one. But no, you gotta stand for something or fall for anything. And these motherfuckers know it. Boy, they know it.
And this is the reason I wanted to have this topic this morning is because the original topic I was going to put up here is strong women settle more, right? So the reason they said is that Young M.A. talking. I'm weak. Where's Young M.A. from?
Yeah,
She
you
from
want
New
to go
York?
find her?
No, she's from where's she from?
Yeah, not Louisiana.
Right? Not Louisiana, right? That's Louisiana talking, Jimmy Cosmos. My thing is this. Last night I was in Rissaris live, right? And the topic was about gray areas. She's from New York? Okay, I don't know. She be feeling like I thought she was from New York, but she be giving me a little country sometimes. So I was confused.
You could be country in New York.
Have I ever heard of country? I don't know, but focus. All right, so last night I was in Rissaris's live, right? And a girl was up there and she was talking about being caught in a gray area, how we get caught up in gray areas sometimes. And it got me to thinking last night in her live because I'm like, you know what? How do we get in gray area relationships how do we end up in gray area relationships? And I also thought about it. Hey Jay, thanks for joining. I feel like a lot of the time, strong women with strong boundaries, sometimes we end up in gray area relationships just to get off the block. Because, and I say this because after a while of having strong boundaries and saying no 8 million times, I feel like a lot of women break down to the point of now I'm getting old. Now I'm getting bored. Now I want to go on that trip and I don't want to go by myself. And I feel like it just happens a lot that we end up settling because do I want to continue to live this life alone or do I want to just have a partner? And this is really why I'm asking this question. And I know that people aren't going to answer honestly. Not everybody in here going to answer honestly. Everybody going to say, no, I won't settle. But then how did Tyrone end up on that couch?
That part. I feel like we settle because society says, oh, you're too independent, you're too this, you're too that. And you're never going to get to exactly what you want because your standards are too high or you're asking for too much or, your negotiations is, unreasonable. So I feel like there's a lot of things that take place whenever it comes down to settling, whenever it comes to that specific type of woman. So,
Right.
yeah, the gray areas are definitely there. Now, whenever it comes down to Tyrone taking the spot on the couch, I feel like it's not necessarily all on the woman's judgment, but it's the man's character because you dog ass piece of shit. You knew what you was doing.
But you know what's so crazy?
No.
They always put the accountability on the person that's got taken advantage of, and not more so on the person that's taking advantage, right?
Because
So
we should have known better.
that's what they said.
Chosen better. Had better judgment.
That's what they said.
Your father should have been there. You shouldn't be going for that type of guy. That's what you get.
Mhm.
Bro, I done heard it all.
Right. The accountability is always on the person that was willing to accept that. So let's segue into something else that's kind of similar, right? If so, you were just saying we were just talking about the settling, right? If you had enough money, would you date someone that was broke? Because they might be able to give you some other things.
I mean, yeah.
If you had enough money to cover it all, would you date someone that didn't have it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that goes for me right now. I mean, because at the end of the day, I'm not looking for somebody to financially carry me because I got that down pat. I got my own. I'm not looking for
Andy said, how broke?
advisor. I mean,
Okay.
that's not what I'm needing. So, I mean, y'all could front all y'all want to.
Would you
That's
consider?
you.
Would you consider that settling? Or is money not everything? So you feel like that's not settling?
Money's not everything, so I feel like that's not settling.
All right,
If
let's talk to the
I
people.
feel
Let's
like
see.
settling is not getting something. You have to be able to benefit from that person more than one aspect. You got to get more than one attribute from them. And if you're
Mm.
able to pull more than one, you're not settling.
Mm.
So,
And listen, you know
and
one
that's
thing I
not
like
just a
is
financial.
two
That's
ways to
not
think
a
about it.
financial thing.
Because
That's not
yes, if I
financial.
have enough money and I don't need any more per se, is it really settling if I'm dealing with somebody that has less money if they can give me all other things, right? So is it really settling if I have, like, like you just said, I have the resource I need. I don't really need more money. I want love. I'd rather have the love. Some people in the chat said it's settling. Some people
Yeah,
said no, but
you're
let's hear from the
settling for
people.
what you want. Yeah, let's say you're settling for what you want. You got your money. Now you want your man that has this, and this. So yeah, I would say you're settling for what you want.
Well, let's ask the people. Thank you, Blunt. Let's go. Let's ask the people. If you have all the money in the world, you got enough money, you don't need no more money. Is it still settling if you decide to be with somebody who financially is not together? You don't need no more money. You got enough coins. So is it okay? Like Taurus, talk to me. Talk to the people. What's going on?
Hey, Grand Rising, everybody. Part of me want to say no, and part of me want to say hell to the fuck yeah. Cause, baby, we not finna be like goddamn Beyonce to the left, everything you own is in that goddamn box to the left.
Somebody just said, I would never date broke. That comment went by so fast. Angelina said, I am already your member. Can you follow me? Okay, Angelina. Twin said, a broke man is an angry man.
I mean, so part of me, I definitely do understand, because a lot of men out here sometimes feel like, well, I really don't want to date no broke ass female. And so honestly, I understand, I get it, because you're going to always have your hand out for something, and nothing is never going to be enough for you. When you do get a taste of something, you're going to always want more and more and more. So, and instead of you just being comfortable with what you have or being appreciative, a lot of people don't understand the time and the patience, the effort, the blood, the sweat, the tears that it took for you to get something. A lot of people always think about, when you go to purchase something, they ask you, what's the price? The price may be $10.99, but what did that shit cost to you? Price and cost are two totally different things.
Hold on with it. And continue.
You get what I'm saying? So price is the monetary value that somebody put on it. Cost is the time, the effort, the sweat, the energy, the time it took away from your family, your kids, the memories, all of those things that you lost, the things that you sacrifice to go and purchase and get what it is that you want in order for you to pay that price. So that's why I tell a lot of people they need to pay attention, because at the end of the day, baby, time is the only currency that we spend without knowing the balance. So we need to make sure.
Taurus.
Yes, ma'am.
Hold on. Let me see if I got my tambourine, child. Hold on real quick. Let me see if I got it. Got it. Keep it up.
What you doing, girl?
I ain't know you was gonna take us down to the church now. Let's go.
Hey,
Let me
man,
see
you know,
what
I
got
got
for
you.
you. Let me see if I got something else for you, because you don't came up here and said a whole word. Hold on, let me see. Let me see what I got. All right. You know what? Let me try this one before we go into the topic I really want to get into. Who or what was your example of love when you grew up? When you were growing up, how do you know how to love? Where did you learn how to love? What was your example of love? Did you have a positive example of love in your household? What was that looking like growing up?
So mine gonna be kind of the opposite. My example of love was looking at it on TV through black sitcoms. That was my example of love when it came to Cosby Show, when it came to Different World, when it came to parenthood and different things of that nature. That was my example of love, because I didn't see it at home. At home, I saw the mom that cussed out the good man that went to work, that did this, that, and the third. So those were the things that I saw. I didn't see nothing good from that. So it made me go to the thought process of what not to do. That was my example. I saw what not to do, so it made me learn what I need to do. I saw the way my dad felt. I saw the way my uncles felt. I saw the way my homeboys felt dealing with these little sorry ass baby mamas that didn't want to do their job, but trying to put them on child support for shit. Then on the flip side, I saw the good side of a woman who taking care of all the things that she need to take care of, but then she got a shitty ass dude who run around on her sleeping with all her friends and her sisters and her cousins and this, that, and the third, but coming back and telling her something wrong with her because she not doing this or because she's not doing that. So that's where I get it from. I haven't really had somebody show me how to get love right, if that makes sense.
No, it makes perfect sense, and that's literally why I asked this topic. That is literally why I asked this topic, because I feel like I told y'all I wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning, sometimes 4, and I'm in the bathroom, and this is how I come up with the topics. I was really thinking about the fact that a lot of people can tell you what they don't want in a relationship, but not a lot of people can tell you what they do want. And I was like, let's go back to the root. You know me, I like to go deep down in the dirt with it all the time. I'm like, let's go back to the root. What was your example of love? And then a lot of people, like you just said, and was very vulnerable, I appreciate it, is a lot of people's example of love is something negative from the beginning. Relationships, I'm not going to say love, the relationship is something negative, right? So I wanted to ask people, what was your example growing up? And you were very honest about it. Keezy said Maxine, Shaw, and Kyle. Let's go. Sandra said love was not a thought. Come on. Girl. More than Maxine, I think Maxine and Kyle is actually a terrible, great example, because Maxine and Kyle is probably the example of all y'all aunts and aunties hated each other, loved each other at some points, and it still was playing around each other's face. But yes, what's his name? Is it Ogleton? What's his name?
Overton.
Overton and what was her name? Sinclair. Them two, stupid in love, which is what I like. Stupid in love. Let me see. Antoine said, I didn't learn how to love. I just learned to do the opposite of what I saw. And I think a lot of us function in that space. I just know what I don't want, but I don't ever feel like, I think it takes us through a lot of riffraff before it even takes us to where we're trying to go, because I can't pinpoint what I do want, but I could tell you what I don't. And I feel like it just drives us around in circles in some BS. Because we're just running from that thing, but we're not running to anything specific.
Yeah, because honestly, all the things that we're running from are the main things we need. But when we do get the main things we need, part of us still going to run from it because it's a trauma and it's a guard that we have up because you don't want to get hurt.
Let's go. I see y'all lighting up the chat green. Let's go. Thank you. Ooh, I love it. I love honesty. Come up and chat with me. You guys are welcome to come up and chat with me. Who was your example of love? We're going to go up. Hold up. Is that toxic? What, Antoine? Antoine, why are you not coming up in the box today? Antoine, you are not on punishment for what you did yesterday. You can still come up and chat with me, Courtney. What's going on? Thank you for lighting up the chat green.
I'm on the road, though. I'm in New York. We're dropping the kids off.
You next door?
Yeah, kinda.
And you just sliding on by.
You know, I got to get back home so we can hit the road tonight.
Let's go.
You know.
All right. So before I let you down, who or what was your example of love? So
I didn't have one, and it, like I said, I just did that. My childhood was so chaotic and so crazy that I just did the opposite of everything I saw everybody around me doing because it was just so damn bad. Like I would say I didn't learn how to love. I just know all the love I didn't get. I know the type of love I wanted, so that's the love I give to people, hoping that I get it back.
Let's go. Thank you, Antoine. Hey, family.
That's what I was asking. Is that toxic? Because now that I said it out loud, that's toxic.
Is it toxic to what?
To give out to necessarily just be giving out the love you never got and hoping to get it back. That sounds a little toxic.
You got 11 minutes away.
I don't think that's toxic, but I think what the issue can happen in that is sometimes we start just giving out everything, giving out love, giving out resources, giving things with the expectation that what you give, it could be transactional, is what I want to say. If I'm telling you I'm doing XYZ, now you better love me, that is transactional. And nobody owes you anything for what you give them.
Cause like I give the love I want to, like I give the kind of love I want to people, expecting them to give that same love back, and when they don't, it makes me disappointed.
Yeah.
Like, and like it's kind of messed up because on their part, yeah, like she just said, everybody don't love like you love, so to expect yourself from other people is like you kind of setting yourself up for disappointment.
For sure. Yeah, I just, as long as you, like, I mean, as long as we have to function in the understanding that people, one, sometimes don't love the way that we love, you know, sometimes don't do the same thing that we do, but somebody has to want to love you because they love you, not because of what you did for them, not for what you gave to them. It has to be a choice and not necessarily a hostage situation. And a lot of us find ourselves putting people keeping people hostage. Well, remember that time I put them Spirellis on that Rolls Royce? Remember that time I got you that job? Remember that time I held you down and gave you $20? Remember that? Like, people function in that space. Now, what you got for me? And I think that part is toxic.
I've done that too. Like, and I now, like, listening to you say that, I've noticed that I've probably done that a couple of times to people where it was like, well, I loved you this much, and I gave you everything, and you didn't give me anything. But it was like, and their argument was, well, I loved you the best way I knew how to. And in my mind, that didn't register because it was like, honestly, and I'll be honest, completely, it was like you didn't love me good enough.
Thank you, Antoine. I love a vulnerable king. Let's go. Let's go. Good morning, family. I'm acting like I'm all in the car with the fam. All right, we got blunts coming up, and then I'm gonna change the topic. I wanted to go on a ride today. We've done this ride before, but we're gonna take this ride one more good time. Blunts, talk to me.
See, it's crazy because growing up, I had this aunt and uncle, and I was like, man, I would call her Nini. Nini and Uncle Martin. And I was
Thank
like,
you,
"Man."
Tay. Sorry, Blunts. Hold on.
I do it all the time. Who am I? But,
You do.
And I was like, man, I want that. I want that one day. And then fast forward to that one day. This man done had children on the outside of this marriage. Had a whole nother life. And it's like, damn, you really don't know what people have going on. You really don't. They make it seem like the beautiful little Brady Bunch, make it all look good to everybody else, but really on the inside, it's real bad. And I feel like that was a real eye opener when it comes down to, like, you know, marriages and stuff, like how shit like that really not only affects the marriage, but it affects children too, because like my cousins, like how they had to find out that they had siblings, you know, so that was crazy. So as far as that would go, I would have to kind of agree with Taurus with the whole TV situation. I think the Cosbys did it for a lot of people, for real.
Hold on. Keezy said, I've been in love with a chick who didn't even love herself, loved her enough for the both of us. Keezy, did you really?
How do you do that?
Can you really do that? Can you really do that? I don't know if that works. In chat, before we change the topic, I need a yes or no. Have you ever had a positive example of what love looks like? Truly. Have you ever had a positive example of what love looks like? Yes or no in the chat. Tay said yes, Sean said yes, Taurus Queen said no.
100%. I would say so, yes. My uncle, Brian and Liz, they've been together since they were 13 and 14 years old, and they are still married today. They got 2 children together, grandchildren together. They are doing literally life together. So yeah.
Have you ever gone to them and asked them for advice or like their thoughts on how to have longevity in their relationship?
I mean, I have asked before, but I've never really asked an adult, like a serious sit down, like, what's the key? What's what's the recipe? What's the missing ingredients? But, it was always, she was right,
Sandler wants to know, because he asked twice, does that mean he didn't love both his families because he had two families? Now, did he have two families or he just had side children that he didn't tell nobody about?
Well, he had his family with my aunt and his children, and then he had a child outside of that he, shit. He paid child support. Was he over there spending Christmas evening? Oh, no. Or was it just he just dropped off a child? He was a truck driver.
Oh.
He was a truck driver.
Was he revisiting that route often, or he just was over there that one time or a couple times and just left that kid? Like that's so. Was he lying to both of them, or like what?
No, he wasn't active in the one's life. And whenever everything kind of came out, and like the siblings had a sit down, my cousins had all these beautiful, glorious things to say about their father, and then their sister was like, "Well, F him, piece of shit. He was never there." And they're like, say one more thing about my daddy and it's over. So it was a back and forth, because like he was there every day from birth to still right now to the day. Bought their first car, bought their first this. Put their money down on their first houses, all the things. Now, if it goes down to goals as a parent, I would 100% say yes. Martin, would be a goal. Like carrying your children, showing that no matter how old they get, it doesn't end. That would be a good representation for me.
All right, let's go, Blunts. Thank you, baby. I think that everybody is a hero to somebody and a villain to somebody else. So, there's no one way to look at somebody and say, oh, they were great to me, but if they weren't great to you, I don't know who you're talking about. I think that, there's plenty of men, and I'm not going to speak on Martin because I don't know Martin. There's plenty of men and plenty of women that are, hey, look at that rocket ship, let's go. There are plenty of men and plenty of women that are great to some people and are absolutely horrid to other people. So, everything's about perception. But let's keep it moving. DC Butler, I see you stepping in. Thank you. I appreciate you. Let's go on a journey this morning. I wanted to go at the height of the chat, but we can go right now. So we've ran this topic before, and I wanna do it again. Let's do it again. Help me go from single to married. We are about to take a trip. I'm happy some fellas just stepped into the. Hey, thank you, DC. I love you too. I love you too, Marla. I see you down there. Let's take a trip, okay? And I was hoping that we would have more of our brand new faces in here so that we could take a trip together, and y'all can kind of help me go from single to married, right? So how we take this trip? We take this trip by helping me go from the first date, hopefully down the aisle, with a couple of questions and a couple of topics. But I want to see if, good morning, Godspeed, what's going on? I want to see if we can get there the right way this time. Last time we accidentally did not ask the right questions and ended up in a space that we did not want to be. However, to avoid that, we got to ask the right questions. So let me see. Hold on, y'all. Give me 1 second. Okay. Let's go. Let's build a relationship together. Let's go. All right, here we go. Whoa, I don't even like that. Not at all. Sorry, y'all. Give me 1 second. All right. So the first question, we're going to build a relationship together. I'm going to ask y'all a couple of questions and help us lead, hopefully, down the aisle to marriage. My first question to the chat would be, should women approach men? Why or why not? So I'm at the spot. We at the bar. The vibe is vibing. The music is going. I see something across the room. he seems to see me too. How we handling this, chat? Should I head over there or wait for old boy to come this way? Is it acceptable for me to head over that way? Or wait for him to come over this way? Go G. What? Truly said I'm waiting. We at the bar, we at the spot. Solo said, I say yes. Fellas in the house, is it okay if a woman approaches you? Paige said go. Tiffany said wait. Kiki said, am I something you want? If yeah, approach me. Paige said do it. Go to him, says Blunts. Mama said I'm old fashioned. I'll wait. Tay said yes girl, go girl, says Blunts. Marla said I say go. Nicole says wait. I need one more fella to answer for me. Fellas, should I stay over here or should I wait for him to come over here or should I approach? All things Nigel said, if he watching you too, trust me, he coming before you leave. Okay. KB said I'd rather he bring that ass over here, boy. All right, we're just gonna say Sean says stay, let him come to you. All right, so for the sake of argument, I'm gonna stay over here and let him come over here and approach me. Okay, that always seems to be the question in the air. Should I walk over there? All right, so we end up in conversation. We have a great time. We exchange numbers, and we're having conversation over the phone, and we decide to lock in on our first date. Where are we going? Where are we going on our first date? What is acceptable places for us to go on our first date? I'm into art. I love music. He's planning. Truly? You better. I love to eat. I love music. I love art. I like books. I ain't gonna say I love books. I do like books. I like nature. I like let me think. I love to I like bowling. I like dancing. I'm into all the vibes. Let's see where we going. Blunt said go to the museum. Paige said sip and paint date. Sandler said it's okay to approach a guy only if you can handle rejection. I mean, that goes both ways for men and women. Pneumatic said back to my house. We're definitely not going there. Truly said he's planning a date. My sis Tori said I'm not approaching. I'll wait for him to approach me. Let's go. Sean said coffee date or something that keeps the focus on her in conversation. I ain't even say I like coffee. See, that's the problem, Sean. You wasn't listening. Cat Mama said zoo or coffee and park walk. Tay said museum and lunch. B-Rad stepped in the house. Let's go. Marla said museum, farmer's market, or to the zoo. Keezy said the climate we in now, women need to make the first move to give the unmistakable green light. We're going to make that a topic for tomorrow. Nicole said he is going to plan our date. Let's go. All right, boom. So we're on the first date. Let's say we settled out of court for the museum. We went to the museum. We looked at some nice things. He got me something cute from the little gift shop, just to be a reminder of what we did on our first date. So we went on our first date. Did we talk about his money in the first date? When are we discussing money? When are we talking about the coins? Did we talk about money on the first date? Paige said no. Tay said no. Do we talk about finances on the first date? Paige said when he brings it up. Blunt said no. Sandler said no. Okay. B-Rad said sure. Nicole said if he brings it up. Marla said no. Unapologetic said no. On what date are we talking about money? Pneumatic said why talk about money? I'm talking to the people. On what date do we talk about coins? When does money, because that seems to be the hyperfixation of a lifetime right now. Funds. Do you got the money to supply the life that I need? How do I know that you can support the things that I want? When are we talking about money? Sean said date 5. Tay said 3rd or 4th if you serious. Okay. Mr. Gosby said heck no. Pneumatic said don't talk about money. Paige said she want to come chat with us. Let's talk, Paige. What's up? Unapologetic said it comes up at least on the second date. Paige didn't mean to request that. No problem. Stoner said woman say hello. What's your bank account? That ain't a woman, child. She's trying to get tricked on, child. All right, so if you guys say we talk about money on the 4th or 5th date, when are you guys asking about mental health? When are you guys asking about mental health? Sorry, that was my kid trying to say hi to Aunt Jenny. Hey, well, say hi to Aunt Jazz. Hey, kid, what's going on? When are you guys asking about mental health? I feel like, so this is my biggest example. One thing that I didn't realize, and I'm always vulnerable about my situation, I did not ask about mental health before I had a child. It wasn't until I was pregnant with child where I was like, oh my God, I never asked. And it wasn't until I was pregnant with child when my son's mom told me that her mother suffered from schizophrenia and something else. I think it was bipolar and schizophrenia, right? And I was like, oh my God, I forgot. I wasn't even, and then it also wasn't, it was during my pregnancy where I realized there's all different type of hormonal tests and biological tests and things like that. And things that I did not know. I was not in the frame of mind of even thinking of those things. You know what I'm saying? Blunts, talk to me. When are you asking about mental health diagnoses and things like that?
Oh, during conversation over the phone. That's something that gets brought up.
So that's
very
before
early on.
date one.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, absolutely. For me, anyway.
Demora said all important questions on the first date.
No, we definitely. I'm discussing that. Probably the second conversation on the phone.
So how you asking that? Tell me how you ask that.
Well, it's more of a.
What's wrong with you? Just kidding. I go.
It's not of a asking. It's more of a me explaining my situation and explaining what I have going on with myself, and that kind of brings up and sets the tone and puts it in there for discussion, really.
So you explain your situation first, and let them. That's a little tricky, chat. That's a little tricky. Cause aren't you afraid they're going to mirror what you say, or they're going to?
That's the thing. You can't mirror this. You can't mirror it. You can't mirror this. That's just it. And by that, I just have to. There's certain things about me. Like if you get to me on that level, if you get to Jennifer on that level, there's certain things about me that you just gonna have to know. So that's not something that it's a possibility for you to even attempt to mirror.
Okay. Thank you. I'm about to call you Jennifer. Thank you, Blanc. Let's go. All right. So we asked. So I kind of couldn't really get a clear read. So she says we asking before the first date. Some people say we're asking on the first date. Let me ask this. So we talked about money on the fourth or fifth date. We talked about mental health before we even got to the first date. When are we talking about going down to that clinic and getting that clean bill of health? We talked about the mind, we talked about the finances. What we talking about the meat stick? When are we going down there to talk about that clean bill of health? Day one, says Antoine. Chapman said you asked the same time you asked if he got what? I'm so weak. Jay White said the first week. And make sure y'all answering for real, because I know y'all be lying to me. Katie said after the second date. D. Morris said first date. How you... Taurus Queen, what happened, child?
So, when it comes to the whole money situation, I'm not going to ask about your how much money you got in your bank, but I am going to ask what you do for a living. That's going to kind of like give me like a little detailed way of kind of knowing. I'm going to ask, but not like I'm going to kind of like slide that question in there. You feel what I'm saying? When it comes to mental health, I want to know that ASAP, expeditiously, expeditiously, because if not, something could come up just like how you said, and I'm not going to know like, oh, damn, I just got hit with something. At the same time, asking, I'm still going to pay attention to how you move. I'm going to pay attention to your tone, the way you speak. I also want to know, how are you when it comes to conflict? How are you when it comes to arguing? Like, are you the type to hit below the belt? Do you like to, like apologize before we go to bed? Do you make up? Like, how do you operate in those type of situations? Is where my mind.
Those are important questions. All right. So we've asked about their health. We've asked about their mental health. We asked about their bodily health. We asked about their money. We've asked about how they handle certain situations. Are we ready to move forward to the bedroom?
Hell no, because we still ain't got that clean bill of health yet. We ain't moving forward to that
No,
damn
we just
thing.
did. I'm saying we did. So we asked about it. We did, right? We covered the health. We might have went down to that clinic on whatever date. We got papers together. You ask them about their family history. You know how much they make. You know all these things. Are we ready to move to being physical together, chat?
For me, it's a no, because I want you to do me mentally first. That's just me. I'm very selective with who I choose to allow into my space and into me.
All right. So mentally, all right. So because I'm trying to speed this along. 6:55. They have mentally fulfilled you. On the question front, have you asked them, based on what we just talked about, you asked them about their health, you've asked them about their mental health, you've asked them about their money, y'all have great conversation, y'all have had amazing dates. Are we ready to get intimate now?
Oh, absolutely, baby. I'm about to take you up through there.
Okay, let's go. Can anybody tell me, you know what, I ain't gonna do it. I ain't gonna do it because I'm saying, I'm gonna say it one more time before we get into me. You ask them about their mental health. You ask them about their family's mental health. You ask them about the clean bill of health downstairs. We've had amazing dates. We talked about finances. Y'all saying we ready to have smex now? Okay, so let's have smex. Let's have smex now. Let's do it. Are y'all in a relationship now? Y'all in a relationship now? Yes, light up that chat, Purple. I see Purple stepping into the building. Are y'all in a relationship now? We making the same mistake we made last time. Why we not in a relationship? What happened? He didn't ask. Did y'all ever ask what the intentions were? Y'all didn't say that was important. What happened? First of all, Purple, I can't see you when the chat is lit up. I mean, you could just say good morning. I didn't see you. What happened? You said we asked all the questions. We intimate now. Aren't we together? Jay said should have been discussed that first week. Date with intention. So said because we didn't ask what they wanted. That part. D Morris said yes, everything checks out. Antoine says on my way to marriage. Let's go. Trust that specs before a commitment. That part. Jason Flower said I'm not discussing specs if we aren't in a relationship. Let's go. We made the same mistake we made last time, and I wasn't going to give it away. My thing was this, and that's why I repeated myself repeatedly. Did we ask everything we need to know? Now he on the edge of the bed fiddling around for that sock. And you at the top of the bed with that blanket on. And now you got to ask, what are we? Are y'all going to ask, what are we? Or y'all just going to keep functioning, whatever? Because, I mean, the conversation good. The bill of health is good. We had great conversation. We had great dates. Now we done did it. Are we asking them, what are we now with the sheet over the breast and just whatever? Or are we just going to ride out? And I think this is why we end up in a lot of gray area situations, because now it's frowned upon for me to look over to him and say, what are we doing now? Now we go together for real. Talk to me, Ace Brown.
Let me say this, because we're skipping over this. My mental health before the cookie is good. My mental health after the cookie may be Flavor Flav. Like, it may not be the same. It may not be the same. Yeah, it may not be the same, and that goes for both men and women. Sometimes it's so good that now your mental health, now you're doing things that you normally wouldn't do. Now you put yourself in a relationship when y'all haven't had that conversation. Now you're sitting there saying, you was supposed, why you didn't call me back, 30 seconds after you said you was going to call. Like, a lot of things happen once the smecks happen. Once that happens, A lot of things change, and that's why it is important to still continue to communicate to say, what are we?
You know, I want to press the envelope on that because I feel like those things only change for real if you didn't have direction in your relationship before you went in there. And I think a lot of people have a lot of unanswered questions, and then they go in there and do that, and then that mind gets to going about, okay, but what are we doing for real? And I mean, I can't speak for everybody, but that's how I feel about that. I feel like people's expectations change. Now they have a lot more questions because honestly, if I kept it a G, I didn't know where we was going before we did it.
Correct, but also with that though, sometimes now you've allowed your physical to overpower your mental. Because now, like I said, now you're sitting there assuming, yep, we're here now. Where you like, wait, no, we discussed it. No. But you didn't say that when I put my mouth on you. You didn't say that when I did this. You didn't say that when you was doing this to me. You didn't say. Now all of a sudden it's way different. And I'm not just talking about for women. Men too. Men too. Y'all go ahead and give that gawk 3005 on this man. Now this man don't know how to act. Now this man is sitting here talking about, yo, why your baby daddy keep coming by to pick up the kids? Cause that's his kids.
I don't know.
You know
I
what
mean,
I'm saying?
I can't. It's hard for me to speak from a space that I can't subscribe to. Like, I mean, I saw Antoine in the comments said, I used to have a girl who kept telling me, go with the flow after the smecks where we flowing to. And I think it's irresponsible and I'm not saying that I'm holier than thou, because baby, I've lived in a couple gray areas, you know, I've vacationed to a couple gray areas, I've you know, paid rent in a couple of gray areas. So my thing is this, I think that going with the flow is just dangerous on both parts.
Right.
Because it's just a lot of things that could happen. Feelings being caught, babies being made. It's just a lot of possibilities.
I think going with the flow, like you said, it leads you. It's like being in at a beach. You know, like when you're at a pool, there's barriers. You get what I'm saying? You know where the 7 feet is. You know where the 6 feet is, and then you see like little ladders. Like, hey, you can get out here. You know what I mean? There's little barriers where you could just climb out. When you're going with the flow, you're at a beach. There is no guidelines. You just go, and sometimes that can be very dangerous, especially if you went out too far. Where that lifeguard is blowing a whistle. Don't go out there. Don't go that far. You know. And now you like, but it feel good. I can swim. I think it's okay. And like you said, you got to put the boundaries out there. But I will say real quick before I got here, I will say that when you stop communicating, even after the intimacy, when you stop communicating is when that going with the flow and those other things really take on. It really takes hold. And that normally factors in when you stop communicating. So I advise anybody that isn't involved or trying to get involved, continue to communicate and continue to be very transparent. If all you want is a good time, not a long time, say that. Women definitely say that. Is no one's going to judge you. Say that so that way you can save yourself the heartache. Fellas, if you know you ain't really into her like that, say to her, look, sweetie, we having a great time. I would love to tussle in this bedroom or whatever. If that's not your goal, fine. But once you start getting into that, a lot of people are dating for a purpose in 2026. And if you don't communicate, you're going to end up being hurt, heartbroken, and sometimes if you're the one doing the heartbreaking, sometimes you're the one getting hurt and wind up in a hospital. So just be careful with that.
Thank you, Ace. Let's go. It's a topic in that. It's a topic, and I'm gonna save it for tomorrow because it's already 7:04. Lord Jesus, help us. Dang. Hold on. Oh, my Q is going. Sorry, Q. I'm sorry I made y'all wait. I'm so all right. So we got past it, right? We just did the deed. We just did the deed, right? We got past it. You was at the edge of the bed fiddling for that sock, and I said, what are we? And you decided, hey, we're in a relationship now. So we're in a relationship now. Okay? We had our first time. Let me ask y'all this. Was our first time a moment? Do you guys make it a requirement for that first time to be a moment? Does it have to be fireworks? Does it need to be candlelight? Does it need to be all the things and above? Or we just kind of went with the flow? What was our first time experience like? We kind of rushed inside and into the bedroom, but is it important for you guys at this stage in your life for it to be a moment? Julie said it needs to be good. Paige said no, doesn't have to be, just has to feel natural. Okay, boom. So we naturally, D. Morris said it was spontaneous. Okay, let's go. So we did it. I asked at the end of the session. At the end of the session, that's my boy from the other day. At the end of it, what are we? We decided we're going to be in a relationship together. Boom. When do you introduce this person to your family and your children? When do they meet your family and your children? And who comes first? Are you introducing them to mama before your kids? Are you introducing the kids before your mama? What does that kind of look like? So now we've established monogamy. We're together. Ace said never. Ace said never. How long do they have to wait to meet your children? Taurus said sisters before kids. I'm gonna keep it 100. Like honestly, I always ask this question about meeting family because my mom didn't meet my child's father until I was literally having his child. Didn't meet him until then because I've always kind of functioned in that space of like just me doing my own thing. So it's a question that I like to see, like what people kind of do. EYS, talk to me. When do you when do you introduce people to your parents or your kids, or what does that look like?
It's different for everybody. So, but for me personally, it's more of once I feel that comfort, like you know what I'm saying, it's like like I got that comfort comes from basically like what he said. What's up, Taurus? His eyes, you should get her eyes. You silly. But no, it's more of a comfort level, and you reach that by, you know what I'm saying, once you're pretty much sure in yourself, like why the person is there, like bro said, like once you know like their intentions, you know what I'm saying, if they have an agenda or not, or whatever, you know what I'm saying. Once that, you know what I'm saying, because it kind of, you'll get a feel because the family might start, because once you start mentioning family, mentioning her to your family, you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? People start to ask questions eventually, especially if time passes. Like when I was dating this chick, after time passed, my sister started asking questions like, so what's up? Y'all together? Or, you know what I'm saying? So that's when the involvement starts, you know what I'm saying? Once the family start inquiring about them, then I'll be like, okay, we're moving in that area. You know what I'm saying? Then once I know we rocking out, then okay, hey, this is my sis. This is my such and such. I don't got no kids to introduce nobody.
Oh, okay. That was gonna be my next question. Do you have children?
No,
okay.
I don't have any children. No, I don't plan on having any either. But
okay.
I'm just
you know.
Yeah, I'm just the uncle that, you know, when you need something, because all my siblings got kids. So when I'm just the uncle when you need something or you need.
I'm not gonna lie, homie. Live your life.
Yeah, you need to duck.
It's the trenches down here.
Yeah, I know. I experienced the world. I'm 45 now, so I've experienced a lot of the world. So, you know, but I came to that conclusion a while back. You know what I'm saying? I think it was like right after I lost my mom. But And
I'm sorry.
Like, oh yeah, it's good. Now it's been like 7 years now, but
I mean, they say the pain it never changes. So.
Yeah. When holidays and stuff come around, because I don't even celebrate holidays no more. I don't do nothing ever since I lost my mom, for real. But
that part.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this: how long are we dating before engagement?
I'm gonna just be real, man. A man dating with intention, man, don't take long. I proposed in 6 months.
All right, let's go.
When you dating with intention, it really don't take super long, because it's like y'all can't hide for 6 months. You know what I'm saying? I know everything about you with 6. You can't hide that long. I don't care, because I done been to put that meat on you. I done showed you the good times, like. So you done exposed all the craziness to me by 6 months. You can hide all of that for 6 months. You a bad mama jammer. So I done gave you all of me. So you done been and gave me all of you by then, for sure.
Okay. So
So
you think the meat stick exposes who they are?
it don't, not totally, but it gives you some insight. You know what I'm saying? Because it registered, because Smex is more important to y'all than it is to us. Like when it comes to emotion, y'all are more attached to it than we are. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like only time really Smex is like really, really deeply emotional to men is when we're with our woman. Like when we're with a random chick or some girl we just smashing, there's really no emotion there. We just trying to get that, you know what I'm saying? And that's it. You know what I'm saying? It's not the same. Like y'all don't, like women, like, you know what I'm saying, they care about themselves. Y'all don't just give y'all self to people, like random people. Like y'all just don't. Y'all don't like
But y'all men do.
they do, men definitely do. I'm not gonna sit up and say they don't. Not all men though, but men, some men do, and it's because like what it takes. It's like different. Like I had to explain it to one of my homegirls because she didn't understand it. Like she thought men acquired smecks at the rate that women could, and I had to explain to her why it's not like that. That's why a lot of women are attracted to men that have like a heavy ratio of women. Like it don't matter if he's smashing them or they're just around him, or you know what I'm saying, that if like that, it's because a lot of women like men that other women like.
Yeah,
So it's
you talked about that last time you was here. You were talking about that Chris Brown effect type
yeah,
thing.
so it's like that. It's not as easy for us. So it's not emotional for real. You know what I'm saying? So it's not no emotion invested. Y'all have a invested. So if y'all go cheat or something, it's not usually with a random guy. Now there are girls that will do it, but in most cases, it's not usually a random guy. It's some guy you had a rapport with. Y'all been cool for a minute, or you know what I'm saying, you feel comfortable enough to open your legs to him. But the
Thank you,
opposite,
Eli.
it don't work the same way. We have to have something as a man to go cheat. Like you have to be able to. Not every man has the ability to cheat. You can like physically do it, but everybody don't meet the requirements. You know what I'm saying? There's men out here that don't. You know what I'm saying? And you watch Animal Planet? Have you seen how gorillas work? There are men like that in the world that have to live like that. You know, gorillas, when it comes to getting women, there's groups of women come around and these men will fight it out for them. You know what I'm saying? And the gorillas, they can't defend themselves or fight. They have to go smash other male gorillas. So there are men in those same situations because Smex doesn't come as easy to them. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Well, thank you, Eli. I'm gonna have to check that Animal Planet thing out because I never even heard of that.
she
Honestly,
said,
I'm gonna check that
yeah,
out.
gorillas, you got to be tough to get some cootie cat, or you ain't getting none out there because you ain't got no money in the jungle. You got to be the toughest. Other than that, you in last place. You better go
Some
get you
food
some.
say he cooking. All right. Well, thank you, UAS. Let's go. Thank you. I gotta get out of here.
All right, now.
It's 7:12. It's time for us to go. We didn't even get me married. We didn't get me married at all. My thing is this: we didn't make it because I'm also running out of time. I gotta go. I have a lot to do this morning. That laundry's looking at me. I gotta get my kid together for school. Let me ask two more. We're gonna try to get me married in literally 2 minutes. So we did it. You met the family. No, I'm not getting married in 2 minutes. We gotta go. I love y'all. Thank y'all so much for joining up. I gotta go. I thank y'all for coming into the live. My name is Bunny, straight out of Jersey. I go live each and every day at 6 a.m. in the morning, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. on Saturdays. We didn't get me married today, but hopefully we can come back and have some great conversation. Tomorrow is Wednesday. Tomorrow is Would You Rather Wednesday. I try to come up with some crazy would you rather to see which side of the coin y'all are on. No, don't you cry, Katie. Beetlejuice. Listen, we can't stay. Trini, what's going on? Tori said before you even asked, no. Let's go. They don't like my would you rathers because it's always bad or absolutely worse. But my thing is, we coming back tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow at 6 a.m. Eastern time. Join me back right here. I love you. Have a blessed and amazing Tuesday. Mwah.